Hey there, UIF, SIUC. This video is made to give a quick review of what has been accomplished by Grant and I, as well as our other UIF fellows within our project realm, as well as what we're planning on doing moving forward and how we can plan together to make a big difference for our cohort next fall, as well as create an opportunity for collaboration between us all. While abiding by the stay-at-home orders, I learned that it might be a fun opportunity for us to reach out to many different people with our message through video. So I'm more of a person for goofiness and a little bit less seriousness and professionalism. I think I still portray a bit of professionalism when I make these types of videos, just because I'm continuously engaging with everyone. I'd like to make it known that something that I find very important within our project realm is to communicate about climate, about how we need to collectively work together to form a plan for our community and our university so that we can tackle the oncoming negatives of our impact to the environment. I can list them all off, but you all know them already. We're all quite aware and we see it often. So I'd like to make it a big, fun time to be able to make a difference on our whole planet by acting locally together. The planet Earth needs people like us who are caring, empathetic, and kind, as well as planners, innovators. Right now with COVID-19, it's an opportune time for us to innovate on a basic level platform where we can't necessarily interact in person, but we can do a lot of planning and it can be concrete and be efficient, since we can pump out words to many different people across the whole world after recording them, our words particularly. Now you may be wondering, why do I just look like a head right now? Well, it's because I moved into a different room. And I'd like to communicate about the Evergreen Community Model. It has been successful in teaching Grant and I a lot of lessons on how to work through university structures and communicate with many different people within the community, as well as interact to do planning. We know that making moments of action is of utmost importance, and our cohort learned that on the way back from being in Austria. When we all acted together, we could get things done quickly. And if we act together now, we will succeed and create new energy for people to take on and feel empowered by. As you may see here, the Shawnee National Forest is made up of a lot of these green blocks that are scattered across southern Illinois. There's a lot of forest in between these green blocks that is not of the public land system, but there are a lot of fragments, and when many different fragments are managed separately, different values influence different outcomes on the landscape, which the landscape is all that we see here. Southern Illinois is biodiverse, a place of resiliency, and will create a platform for all of us to be able to realize the potential of the whole landscape to have trees on it. The 1 trillion tree campaign has been started, and science, like Baston et al. In 2019, has been created to express the capacity of Earth to be able to take on 1 trillion more trees, which we currently have 2.8 trillion trees. We'd like to move up somewhere around 4 trillion. Ah, to be outside. What a wonderful place. Everything's moving. The wind's moving the branches. I see greenery everywhere. There's diverse colors. I feel a bit cold right now. All of my senses have been turned on. This is what I bring to the UIF. This is what Grant brings to UIF. We raise awareness for the environment so that the environment can have a voice. And It can't necessarily talk to us, but it does react in a lot of different ways. Like we are all reacting to COVID-19. We are currently going through a ecological disturbance as the human species with a virus, and many of our tree species across our whole landscape are also going through disturbances, whether it be by weather, whether it be by changing of climate, whether it be by forest health issues such as insects or fungus pathogens moving between tree species. This is due to mismanagement and miscommunication between many different groups of people. Making wise choices for all of humanity is at the heart of being a forester. I've been trained to be a forester. I've acted as a forester. We make wise choices so that the choices of today can influence the choices of tomorrow. We have an opportunity now with COVID-19 to express how humans are greatly affected by the environment. Before the climate forcing and destabilization becomes an incredible burden upon everyone, where there's less ability for communication to occur, we must be able to communicate this now. So raising environmental literacy is a key point of my work within the evergreen community model. Endangered pollinators and species amongst all of our flora and fauna are increasingly being stressed because of change in habitat, whether it be land use change. So say from a forest turning into a monocrop farm, or a forest being cut down for other purposes than being a forest. Cutting trees is okay in a lot of contexts, in that the trees regenerate. This can be done if well educated on how to create a forest condition that is collaborative with the trees, and they will be able to regrow. So we must know how the trees work. Well, if there's to be 1 trillion trees added upon the surface of the earth, how much of a habitat change do you think that entails? Imagine everywhere that isn't of essential use, such as travel, make growing food, or for water. Well, imagine all of that having trees, and that is where we need to be as soon as possible. This is something that I regularly try to communicate to people. I should say that having the burden of communicating 1 trillion trees being planted on Earth makes me look a lot of different ways. And I'm sure a lot of people have thought of different ways to just kind of brush this off. But let me tell you, this is being communicated by people who are trusted amongst many different communities who learn to communicate information that we all use. Currently, all the information that's being passed around amongst all of us is being trusted by and having been created by another person or even you. So I trust the words that I am reading and the urgency of this. They may not be completely correct as to how we go about creating a landscape of 1 trillion trees, but at least we know that we must start, and trees do take an incredible amount of work to plant and manage and facilitate alongside with, to protect the human species as well as all other species on Earth. The evergreen community model, since the beginning, has been a step toward creating an open platform for us all to express our values, to express our needs, so that we can collaborate and create a healthy landscape for not just humans, but all that is. Having mad respect for everything around us, being a part of nature. And we realize that we're part of nature right now through COVID-19. This right now is the most innovative time that humanity has ever faced. And it's in our name to continue forward. Let's use this moment. Let's use these moments to talk to each other about what's truly facing us. I will not hide. This is my mission. We must save the world. I'm not just trying to say it, guys. We need to. whether it be casually, urgently. The time is now. Let's go.